No, 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 no.
Welcome back, Suba crew, and I got to install for you. Quick, to the workbench. Okay, we need to replace the F1 style brake light because mine is full of water currently. So, this was on Amazon. $62 at the time of this recording. I'll put a link in the description below. Also comes with some pop clips. Those will hold the bracket underneath the car. And some wire taps. Stay sealed this time. Don't get any water in you. Okay, okay. Did you spend countless hours on YouTube watching 2015 and up Subaru WRX content? I know I do. I got 40 videos on my channel. Why don't you check them out, see if any of those other videos interest you, and consider subscribing. If this video is helpful for you, hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I appreciate you being here. We got the back of the car in the air. Look at this sad, sad thing. I did try to get condensation out of it in one of my videos. That just lasted a couple days. This thing, look, you can see the water. Yeah, so needless to say, this brake light doesn't work anymore. We started taking off the rear diffuser. As far as the centerpiece, the side pieces are still on. So that's just this guy. This is Strafe Design. So let's get to taking this out and putting in a replacement one. Let's get underneath of the car. We're gonna want to loosen this piece here. So looking underneath, so this is right under where that F1 brake light is. You can see the old one back there. Then you're gonna have 4 pop clips. So there's one on that side. Then you'll have one here. Mine's removed because I had a bolt replacing that location. And then the next one over that location with bolts for the rear diffuser. Then the 4th one over there. So unpop those. Then you're going to be able to get some movement on this factory diffuser, so we can reach up behind here. Look at the water! Again, that bolt was just for the diffuser that I have. Alright, let's look from behind. Okay, so now we can reach up in here with that not tightened down anymore. Looking up here, we got 2 very rusty Phillips head screws. We'll undo those first. Then there's a pop clip up here. I'm assuming the same on the other side. That might just be for the mounting bracket. So let's undo the screws first and see if the light comes out, or loosens up anyway for now. So you're gonna need a real stubby screwdriver or something like this to reach back there. So those 2 screws just look like that. So with the 2 screws out, we also have 2 pop clips. So those are the kind that you push in with like a screwdriver or something, then they'll release. So we'll get both of those out on each side. So right now, it's loose. It's just hitting up against one of those pop clips right there. So we'll get those out, then we'll move into the trunk and get some slack on the wire, start removing the wire to get it out. So pop that in all the way, and you can start prying it out. That bracket's loosening up. there we go. So the new one came with a new bracket. We'll see whether we want to use the new one or the old one. Now the light is loose. Well, that guy's loose. Let's move to the trunk. Get everything out of your trunk. Then start removing the carpet liner. You can pull out the styrofoam too, just so we can get a better look down there. Okay, so we're gonna have 1, 2, 3 pop clips there. Then this piece, this trim piece will come off. 3 pop clips out. I'm just gonna grab from the bottom. Pretty easy. Okay, so you can see I had cut a hole in that grommet here, and it's feeding back to the brake light back here. So we'll peel up that carpet. There's a few more pop clips. Let's find those. So we got pop clip right there, then up there, and right there. Then that'll give us enough room to get behind this brake light here. So here's the old wiring cluster. Now we can start peeling back the carpet. And it's just going up here, tapping in to our brake lights. So it looks like we have these 3 wire taps here. We will start getting those disconnected. It's been a while since I've been back here to take a look at how I did things. So that's aftermarket brake light, and that just goes to this connection that would normally just connect to your factory harness here. I have an additional piece. This is the wiring harness adapter that gives you these additional strands to wire up the F1 brake light. I probably got that on STI, so that's this piece here. I will try to find a link for that as well, put in the description. So that will prevent us from having to strip back the sheathing on the factory piece, again being this one, and tapping into those. So this setup is a little bit easier. So I'm gonna cut these, then we can pull out the old one. So on your particular, there's tons of different F1 style brake lights. So be sure to do your due diligence as far as checking the directions and how exactly it needs to be done on yours. Most likely it's just gonna be the same as this. You're gonna have the black, red, green. And then for your particular model, check where it needs to go. So you'll probably be tapping in to this one on the factory harness. Okay, we just got those cut off there. I will wire strip these back, exposing those. Then we can get them with the new wire taps and the new wire harness from the new light. So we got those wires stripped. Just use your wire strippers. So we got our old wire pulled back this direction. So let's just pull this grommet out. So if you're doing yours for the first time, you're gonna need to put a hole in there. Then I had kind of zip tied, cable managed it. So let me get these all pulled through. All right, here's the fun part. Oh yeah. It will get stuck on something. Oh, there we go. On the new one, take the screws out so you can get the back bracket off. That way it'll fit in from the outside. grab the wiring, start feeding that through. Then we can start putting this in. I'll finish tightening this up, put it back in. Okay, so that's just loosely fit right now. Then we can get the new bracket on from behind. So I'm gonna use the new bracket. Kind of holds it on the bottom there. So on these sides, that far left side, it's gonna have pop clips go up in that corner. It came with new pop clips too. Let me get two hands up there. I'm gonna run the wires over the top of it because we're gonna be going into the trunk. So rather than running it from the bottom, we'll run them over the top. So the pop clips on each side hold in the metal bracket. And then we can start screwing in the back of the brake light to the bracket. Screws are in. Get those snug down. So that's nice and tight. Now we gotta fish the wires up through our grommet right there. So what I like to do is if you have some heavier gauge wire that's got some stiffness to it, or a coat hanger or whatever you want. So I'm gonna feed that down to the bottom. Then we'll tape the wires to it and pull it back up through the grommet. Taped on the end there. Here, fishy, fishy. Boom. There you go. Then pull the rest of your slack up. So don't forget to put your grommet back on. So fish these through there. If this is your first time doing this, again, you're gonna have to cut a slit in there. You could probably just do it like a T-cut and then push those through. Then we can start fishing the rest of our slack up here. And then we'll re-splice them there with our little T-taps. These T-taps are pretty simple. It's got two sides to it. One wire in, one wire in. Then you crunch down on it. So I'll get some big pliers. Pushes that contact down, connecting the two. And then you latch over, keeping it in place. So in my instance, we'll go red to red, black to black, and this one happens to be yellow, which is a green on this one. So again, check your instructions, do your research for your particular model. One end on one side, one end on the other side. Then I will crunch down with some pliers so that makes contact on that metal piece. So now that we've used the pliers on it, that has seated itself down, creating contact between the two wires. Then once you have that, you can click it over. Then just do the same on the other two wires. Oh man, one of them's missing the metal connector. Well, it did come with these wire nuts too. I don't really like these as much, but we'll use it on one of them. All connected now. Then you'll probably want to like zip tie these together in every few inch increments. Again, on this grommet, make sure you're careful when you're taking that out so it doesn't pop behind the frame and that you don't lose it. You do want to have that grommet in there because without it, those wires are just going to be, they'll be rubbing up against the metal and they'll shear over time. I might get some better wire taps. As you can see, we do have the one that's just using the wire nut. But let's test it out. It should be working now. Oh, satisfying. Ooh, that's a nice. That wasn't too bad. So just finished putting everything back together. Again, you're probably going to want to tidy those up a little bit. Get everything put back in. Hell yes, that looks awesome. So with the headlights on, that remains on as well, not just when you're braking. As always, thanks for watching my video. I hope you liked it. Hope it was a little helpful for someone out there. Browse through the videos on my channel, see if any of those other videos interest you, and consider subscribing. Hit the thumbs up on this video, it really helps the small YouTubers out. Until next time, I'm out. Should we see if we can get the water out of it? All right, I think that worked.